Bryson DeChambeau has missed the cut in 3 of his last 4 major tournaments. This has come in the midst of multiple LIV Golf wins, injuries, and major questions on where he'll continue playing golf. It's fair to say these all weigh heavily on Bryson's mind and has sparked the conversation of what he needs to do next to bring out the best in his game. These mixed results tell us that Bryson's game is obviously there, but is it actually able to compete on the highest level? His high finish at the Open Championship was mostly uncompetitive, and he struggled when conditions were at their worst. At the Masters, he was on the cut line headed to the last hole, and bunker trouble sent him home, and he previously had bunker troubles at the 11th hole, failing to get out. But even if he did make the cut, it was likely he wouldn't have contended, as he was so far back. At the PGA, he was way off the cut line and birdied his last 3 holes to make it look reasonable, but these all tell me that his game needs severe work. Looking at his stats, he's been abysmal around the greens the last year, and that's been very apparent. Paired with inconsistent approach play, I can't see how Bryson can contend at majors this year. Before that, Bryson was saving his inconsistent shot making with his short game, and that propelled him to major contention with 5 top 6 finishes and 6 major starts. And the LIV schedule hasn't been helping him prepare for these championships. That's not entirely fair, as Jon Rahm and Cam Smith came close to winning the PGA with all of the LIV problems over the last few months. So it's not impossible to put it aside, so it does look like there's other large factors playing into this. It's not fair to criticize Bryson's game without talking about his potential injuries. He withdrew from LIV Golf Mexico with a wrist injury, and with that being so recent, it's possibly affected his play in the first 2 majors of the year. But most players are playing with something, so if we don't see Bryson taking time off, there really isn't that much of an excuse. Only time will tell, but it's likely this injury is possibly limiting Bryson. But I can't imagine it's making him play this poorly. The only explanation is that it's causing him to lose trust in his game and lose confidence, as his driving distance was down at the PGA, leading to an all-time terrible performance out of him. Now with that being said, Bryson has a massive choice to make. With LIV Golf losing funding, it's fair to wonder whether they'll get the money they desire to stay afloat. His contract is up after this year, so he has an out that's clear as day. But Bryson really isn't talking about it that way. He seems to have faith in LIV Golf. While that is diminishing, he has even less faith in the PGA Tour. The one thing Bryson has full faith in is his YouTube channel. It's clear that Bryson is more concerned about growing his audience and not the schedule that's best for his game. While Bryson's YouTube channel has helped in growing the game of golf, it's clear that a YouTube schedule will absolutely not propel him to major contention, which is what we judge players on. So the question is if Bryson will actually follow through with his refusal to pay PGA Tour fines and suspensions. I doubt players will allow him back scot-free after the Brooks Koepka deal. Koepka agreed to pay $5 million, mend his relationship with other players, and is willing to sit on site of every event, hoping he gets in as an alternate. Bryson doesn't seem willing to do any of that. Hell, Patrick Reed is serving a 1-year suspension and playing on the DP World Tour this year. Jon Rahm paid his dues with the DP World Tour, and no precedent has been set to allow Bryson back on tour with no fines or penalties paid. So it'll be an interesting question to see if he actually ends up doing it, or he sticks at that with LIV, or he just plays an entire YouTube schedule. Maybe he joins the YouTube Golf League. The last segment of this video is going to be started off with a serious but unserious question, and that's if Bryson DeChambeau has peaked at the game of golf. Now, I know that's a crazy question, but a golfer's peak will always come and go, and sometimes we don't even realize. And that could be what happened with Bryson. Golfers will usually peak in their late 20s to mid 30s, and that's where Bryson is. And how can it really get better than what we've seen him do in 2024 and 2025? It seems pretty impossible, and that's why I think he has peaked. Now, does that mean I think he won't be one of the best players in the world? No, but do I think he's going to finish top 5 in a bunch of majors every single year? No. I think Bryson has the chance to have longevity in his game, but it just doesn't seem like he has the ability to peak higher than we've seen him do. But that doesn't mean I don't think he'll win other majors or more majors. Hell, he may go to Shinnecock and win that US Open and prove me completely wrong. But I do think we've seen the best of Bryson as a golfer, and maybe he'll stay around that level, but I don't think he's ever going to surpass the heights we saw in 2024 and 2025, but maybe that's just an outlandish take. I mean, if you ask me, I also think Scotty Scheffler's peaked. Bryson DeChambeau has become a Kalshi affiliate who's using 3D printed irons. He's doing things other golfers won't, which is something I can appreciate, even if I don't agree with most of it. But my one request to Bryson would be to drop it, even if only for a few months. What if he did go back to different length wedges and irons, didn't 3D print clubs, and put his focus on being a major championship golfer like Rory and Scotty do? Bryson is a generationally talented golfer who could play well using any clubs he wanted. He was an NCAA champion and a US amateur champion who was always destined for greatness. I think attempting a more regulated style of play could reset him and help him on courses like Open Championship courses and Augusta National. I know he'd never do this, but it is worth questioning because I truly believe he could accomplish even more.